Hey guys, welcome back to Project 15. We're up to day 6. We're going to be reading from Mark 3, 20 to 35, where Jesus experiences opposition. Pause now and read the passage.
G'day teenagers. I can't believe we're already at the end of week 2 of Project 15. I hope God is really speaking to you through the reading of His Word and also through the time in prayer. But today's episode is kind of an interesting story that we've read. It's kind of a unique story. You see, Jesus, as He was growing and growing and growing in His ministry, and as more and more people came to listen to Him teach, He started to experience opposition from the crowds and from the religious teachers in particular. But in this story, we read about how Jesus experiences opposition from His own family, from His own mother and His own brothers and sisters. In fact, Mark tells us that basically they thought Jesus was out of his mind. They thought Jesus was a bit strange. Why was He going around healing people? Why was He going around claiming to be God? And in fact, Mark tells us that they try to force Him to stop doing these things. They try to forcibly remove Him and stop Him from teaching the crowds. And they want to take Him back to His home, back in Nazareth. But this is remarkable. And I want you to know, friends, that being a follower of Jesus isn't always easy. You see, just like Jesus experienced opposition, you and I at times will experience opposition for our faith. You know, when you put your trust in Jesus, when you put your hand up and say, I want to be a follower of Jesus, I want to call myself a Christian, I want to follow after Christ, I want to put my trust in Him, and I want to put my trust in Him because He died for my sins and He came back from the dead. You know, some people will reject you and I when we put our trust in Jesus. Some people will oppose you and I when we have our faith. Now, sometimes our opposition might come from our own family and friends. Jesus experienced that. Or maybe our opposition will just come from the world around us, or from people at school, or from people at work. And I want you to know that Jesus knew what it was like to be rejected. Jesus knew what it was like to have people oppose Him because He was doing the right thing. So I hope that encourages you to know that not everybody will accept your Christian faith. Not everybody will accept you if you put your trust in Jesus. Some people might even mock you. Some people might even ridicule you. Some people might think that you're out of your mind. But what is more important? What people think about us or what God thinks about us? Jesus didn't even let the opinion of His own family and friends stop Him from doing the things that God had called Him to. You know, imagine if Jesus said, I'm going to give into the crowds, I'm going to give into my family, and I'm not going to do the things that God has in store for me. I'm not going to die for the sins of this world. Well, if Jesus gave in to the crowds, you and I wouldn't have salvation. But Jesus stuck to His guns. Jesus stuck to the calling that God had put on His life. And I want to encourage you here today. Even if people mock you, even if people ridicule you, even on social media, if people abuse you or they think that you're out of your mind, stay the course. Keep walking with God no matter what. I hope you were encouraged by today's message. Now let's go now to our 7 minutes of prayer. And just a reminder, in 7 minutes of prayer, you can pray for anything you want, but we're encouraging you to pray for 3 things which are personal to you. Pray for 1 family member, pray for 1 friend, pray for something going on in this world, and thank God for something that He has done in your life. Thank you so much, teenagers, and we'll see you next week for week 3 of Project 15. God bless.